So the topic is power electronics, introduction to power electronics. I think as the electrical students or aspirants, they know very well the power electronics is one of the most important subjects in the industry. The reason is actually the power electronics became very popular after 1990 or something like this. Of course, it may be invented in the 1956 major SCR, but some research has taken some time, over a time. Now it is a tremendous subject. The electrical engineering students who are working with the application oriented, these are very important subject. Why this power electronics is important? Why the power electronics is important? Because it is one of the advanced subject. It is one of the advanced subject. The area is having very wide range for the research orientation. If you want to do some research, you want to improve the performance of one machine, you want to improve the power quality of the power system, what do you need? You need the power electronic components. You need a power electronic devices. As well as today in the world, what is going? All are going for electrical vehicles, electrical batteries. Battery is nothing but electrical equipment. Even trend is completely the device, the equipments are manufactured with a electronic devices, that to high power applications. What not? The applications are very plenty. You can go through any textbook. Lot of applications are available. We can discuss, of course, one by one. Meanwhile, I am talking about the rectifier, what application is there. Chopper, I am talking what application is there. Like that, we can discuss one by one. No problem about that. You don't want to go for anywhere. Just you take your refrigerator. Your refrigerator is having some motor control. That motor control is made with our power electronic device. In your home, there is a washing machine. The washing machine will have a motor. That control is made with by our power electronic device. Where do you go that much of long? You are having your fan in your home. How can you control your fan? With the help of an electronic regulator. You are driving with your car. The lot of electronic power electronic devices are there. Like that, plenty of applications are available in the industry regarding this power electronics. Sir, why this name is called the subject of power electronics? The importance I told you, it has a very good weightage in competitive exams. Not only for GATE and engineering services, even writing for your state level examination also, you have nearly 10% of weightage. And students feel difficult about this power electronics. You don't worry about that. I will take the responsibility. Once you follow my classes one by one in a sequential order, one fine day you may feel, yeah, power electronics is very easy subject. I need a questions from the power electronics. You are going to get a very good confidence on this subject. Because I am teaching from last more than 2 decades. More than 2 decades I have a teaching experience. Where the students feel difficult in the power electronics, in the beginning classes I will tell you. The students will feel difficulty because without 4-year analysis they are trying to attempt power electronics. Without the application of the inductor and capacitor they are attempting the power electronics. Without knowing the KCL and KVL equations, RMS value, average calculations, the subject is feeling difficult. Once, if you are having thorough knowledge in the 4-year analysis, RMS and average value calculations, application of KCL and KVL, and property of inductor and capacitor, this subject becomes very easy for you. I will tell you, but try to practice it. If you are unable to follow, watch once again. The video, you try to watch once again. You can get the information. No doubt, the entire syllabus for what exam, if you are appearing, it is suitable. But number of videos you have to watch one by one, order by order. That will give you a good knowledge for you. So why this name is called power electronics? Why the subject is called as a power electronics? Because the electronics deals applied for a high power applications. The electronics are applied for a high power applications. That's why it is called as power electronics. You see here, we have SCR, silicon control rectifier. It is an electronic device used for high power application. Like this, many devices are there. Electronic circuits are used for high power applications. That's why it is called power electronics. It's called power electronics. So what is power electronics main role? Can you say one single definition? In a single definition, what is power electronics subject? Can you say single definition, not definition? Simple statement I want from you. You don't want to define. Sir, what is the mind in our power electronics? Generally, the power electronics is nothing but it is just a switch. It is a switch. If you understand about switching operation, our power electronics is nothing is in the subject. It's only a switch. What it will do? It has efficient manner of conversion of electrical energy from one form to other form. One form to other form in a efficient manner and a controlled manner. It's a power electronics is a topology associated to conversion of energy from one electrical energy from one form to another form in a efficient manner and controllable manner. Don't by heart like that. Just I will tell you. You see here we have a power electronic circuit. This is our power electronic circuit. Power electronic circuit. What is input for this power electronic circuit? The input for this power electronic circuit may be either AC or DC. Input is either AC or DC. And what is the output for this one? The output either AC or DC. AC or DC. Of course, no difference. I am using capital letter here, small letter here. That will not create any difference. Just I am writing like that. And this output will have connected to your control circuit, power electronic circuit for controlling purpose. So this is what our subject deals with, power electronics. You are giving input is AC, output is DC. You are giving input is AC, output is also AC. You are giving input is DC, output is DC or DC. Whatever you want, you can get it. That too, it transferring in a efficient and controllable manner. We have a feedback circuit is here. Feedback circuit is here. Sir, what is required for power electronics? For example, if you want to talk about the power electronics, what is required for your power electronics? The power electronics, just if you verify here, I will tell you very, very simple things. What are the requirements for power electronics? What are the requirements for power electronics? And where do we can apply? Where do we apply? So, this is our power electronic subject. This is our power electronic subject. Sir, what is the inputs required for power electronic subject? For example, if you want to understand better, what are the inputs required for this one? The first most important one is you require a network analysis. A network analysis or a circuit theory, we can call as a circuit theory, or electrical circuit, something like that you can name. Without the basic knowledge of electrical networks or circuit theory, if you are preparing for power electronics, you are going to get mad. You are mad. You should not prepare like that. Because everywhere you go, we have RLC load, input supply, output voltage, KVL equation, all these things will come. So not only that, you require a transient knowledge also. Suddenly when switch is closed for LC circuit that provide an oscillations, how that oscillations are occurred, how the resonance condition will take place, when the current becomes zero, all those fundamentals we can get from the network theory itself. Network theory itself. Are you okay or not? Now, after this network theory, what do you need? Another subject, what do you need? You need the subject of analog electronics. Analog circuits or electronics. This is the another subject you need. Sir, Why analog circuit? Because we are using electronic devices like SCR, power BJT, power MOSFET and IGBT. You are studying the BJT in the EDC, electronic subject. You are studying the BJT in our power electronics. But there it is a normal power device. Here is a electronic device. Here is a electronic device. Like that, we have to go for the other ones. Even, what is the other subject you need? What is the other subject you need for you? Tell me what is the other subject you need for you. Just you guess it. What is the subject you need? Network circuit theory or analog circuits? After the analog circuits, what do you need? You need a brief. Why analog circuits are required? Because you are having some output of like this. You may get some output of like this. You can get the output of like this. How to calculate RMS value? What is the RMS value of this waveform? This. Otherwise we can get the output of like this. We can get the output of like this and output of like this. All these things, fundamentals will comes in the analog circuits. One by one I will tell you. It is only introduction. What are the things you require? Of course, you may require the brief knowledge about the Fourier analysis also. You require a Fourier analysis. You may be considered it is from mathematics or signals and systems, but if you are thorough about a 3 to 4 or different 5 to 6 waveforms, what is the output voltage equations with this Fourier analysis, the subject of power electronics becomes much easier for you. No doubt, don't worry about that one. But these are the major things you need. Of course, this may be talking, we can call it as a signals and systems also. Little bit other subjects also require control system for the feedback purpose. Control system for the feedback purpose. Measurements for the purpose of measuring elements. All these things may be the inputs. But these are all inputs we can apply. We can apply on our electrical machines. This can be applied on our electrical power systems. So, you are applying our power electronics to electrical machines. Electrical machines. We are applying our power electronics to power systems. Power systems. Why, sir? Why? Because I have one DC motor. The motor is rotating with some speed. I want to control the speed. The best way of controlling speed by using a power electronic circuit instead of armature control method or field control method. We can use power electronics control method with the best method. Even if you want to maintain the induction motor speed control by V by F is constant maintaining, that is possible by using power electronic controllers. You have to improve your reactive power. The reactive power compensation, voltage profile we have to maintain. Some power electronic devices are producing reactive power, absorbing reactive power like a static wire compensator we are using to this one. That compensators are made with our power electronic devices. So for this subject, the inputs required are this one. For this, apply to this is called electric drives. Whatever your power electronics apply to your system is called as an electrical drives. Are you okay? Is it clear the point or not? So I will suggest you, before preparing the power electronics, strictly speaking, you should have a very good knowledge on the network analysis, brief knowledge at least on the analog electronics, and Fourier analysis is very compulsory. At least some waveforms, RMS values, average values, how the next coming classes you can see all these things. I will tell you Fourier analysis separate class, RMS value, average calculations are separate class, and thereafter we will go for the fundamentals of the power electronics. First we will learn the fundamental, then we can go for the further topic. Now, sir, why we are using power electronics? Just it is a conversion. Why we are, suppose DC motor is there. We want to control the DC motor. There is an armature control method to reduce the speed below the normal speed. There is a field control method to obtain the speed above the normal speed. Those things are there. Even though those methods are there, why we are going for the power electronics? Because power electronics is a switch. Power electronics is a switch. Then, what is the advantages of using these power electronic devices? What are the advantages of using these power electronic devices? No doubt, The main advantage of power electronic device is less losses. The losses in the devices are less. Losses are less. Simply I can say like this, why to direct? Don't waste the time, don't waste like that. The losses are less. Because if you see, this is your motor, you are controlling with some variable resistance like this. Variable resistance. What happened? This resistance will consuming some power. Losses will be there. These type of losses will not take place in our power electronic devices. Why? Because power electronic device is consisting of only maximum of switching losses. Of course, you may have conduction losses, those are less. Switching losses will be there. So losses are less as compared to the conventional method of converting devices like armature control method, field control method, Vold-Leland method. To control one machine, you require another machine to control. Like that difficulties will be there, but you don't have such a difficulty here. So losses are reduced, switching losses are less. Once losses are less, what happened? Not only that, most of the devices, what happens is, in the power electronic devices, suppose your input, this is input, this is your output, this is our power electronic circuit. Most of the cases, while solving our problems or any theoretical concepts, what we will take is the output power is equal to the input power. The output power is equal to the input power. We can take. It means that what? The losses in this power electronic circuit is negligible. Negligible. Like this you cannot take for our conventional methods. Some losses will be contributing. But here also losses will be there. I can't say zero. Ideal case it is zero, but the practical cases, the losses involved is very less. That's why we can take output is zero. So if you are having Vs, Is, cos pi s is equal to V naught, I naught, we can take like that. If you want to calculate the power factor, cos pi power factor, input power factor is equal to V naught, I naught by Vs and Is. Like this different formulas we are using. So the losses are less, that's why we are taking the assumption of input power and output power are both are equal. Input and output powers are equal. And these power electronic devices, how they are? Very compact in size. They are compact in size. Compact in size. Not only this, they are fast operation. They are used for, they can have a fast switching actions. Fast operations will be takes place. Of course, cost is not the comparable. Cost is more here because you are going for a sophisticated equipment, costly equipment than the other methods. That's why it costs maybe more. So losses are, once if the losses are less, what happened? Immediate point I think in your mind, efficiency becomes more. Efficiency is more. Compact size, fast operation, less losses, less switching losses, less losses. This is what the advantages of the main power electronic circuit. Sir, you told all the advantages. Then what about the disadvantages, sir? We don't have any disadvantages for this one. My dear students, while watching, any doubt if you got, just send a query for me. I will solve your doubts, whatever you have. Don't worry about that one. Whatever doubt you got it, I will clarify your doubts. No problem for that one. But what are the disadvantages of this one? What is the disadvantage of this particular power electronics? What are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages? The first most disadvantage of the system is harmonics. Harmonics. So the main drawback of the power electronic device is harmonic. Sir, what is harmonic, sir? What is the harmonics problem? What are the problems due to the harmonics? Harmonics, I told you, what are the problems? And also, sometimes like in a synchronous machine, we may get the pulsating torque. Because of also harmonics and pulsating torque. The torque, stepped functions we are getting, we cannot get the smooth torque, pulsating torque we are getting. Some disturbed, jerking, like that, such a type of torques we are getting. And one more important disadvantages is, because of the power electronic devices having harmonics, the input power factor is less. Input power factor is less. This input power factor is decreases with the increasing of firing angle. If the firing angle alpha is increases, the input power factor is decreases. Input power factor is decreases. These are the main disadvantages of the power electronic devices. Sir, my question is, what is meant by harmonics? For example, you are giving the input signal is like this. For example, one power electronic circuit, you are giving the input signal is like this. Your power electronic device input is like this. What is the type of output you will get? We are not going to obtain the pure sinusoidal wave. We may get some square wave output. You can get the square wave output like this. This is the square wave output. This type of power supply, anybody can accept it. Any consumer is accepting this type of power supply? No, because it contains more harmonics. It contains more harmonics. For example, if you take a square wave is here, the square wave is here. What happened in the square wave is, it consisting of a DC signal as well as fundamental component of like this, and the second harmonic is like this, third harmonic is like this, fourth harmonic, fifth harmonic, sixth, all this is consisting. But as an electrical engineer, we are always trying to prefer the fundamental quantity. You are not obtaining this type of shape because of our circuit configuration. We are getting this type of mixed signals. DC component as well as all AC components will be there. Whatever these additional things we return, these are called harmonics. All these harmonics in the power supply, it creates a poor quality in the power system. Suppose if these harmonics are introduced, what happened? The power quality, because of what are the drawbacks due to the harmonics? If you want to talk about what are the drawbacks due to harmonics means, they provide a poor quality in the power supply. Poor quality of power supply. Because harmonics are present. And your resultant waveform, what it consisting of? Because of this resultant waveform, A0 square plus A1 square by 2 plus A2 square by 2 plus A3 square by 3. These are all, this is a DC signal. This is a fundamental quantity. This is a second harmonic component. This is a third harmonic component. Like that, number of components will involve. Your resultant current may be obtained like this I0 of T. You need only A1 square by 2, but you got a DC component, you got other components. What happened? Your resultant RMS value of current will increase. The IRMS value will increase. Once if the resultant current is increases, what happened? It is advisable? No. Heat producers becomes higher. Because of high RMS value of current, heat producers becomes more. Once heat is produced, some noise will take place. Because of this some noise, due to the third harmonics, what happens? The radio interference will take place. If any communication lines is passing through our power electronic circuit, they may get some interference. So, and not only that, if the mixed, whatever the harmonics components mixed signal is given to your machine, the machine aging problem becomes more. Machine get more aging. Because if you are not giving a proper supply, what happened? Generally you take any vehicle also. If you are not properly driving, what happened? Over a time it will damage. Even fuel consumption you take. If you are going for very fast, what happened? More fuel is consuming. So life of the equipment will reduce. Like that, if any harmonics are introduced into our electrical machines, the aging problem will comes. Thermal vibrations will comes. Heat produces, noise will produces, RMS value of current will increases, and input power factor will reduces. These are all the disadvantages in a power electronics. At a glance, what I told you about the introduction of power electronics, the power electronics, why it is important, why the name is called power electronics, what is meant by power electronic circuit, what are the advantages of power electronics, what are the disadvantages of power electronics. Then we'll move to one by one. What is power electronics? What is Fourier analysis? How to calculate RMS values, average value for different waves. Thereafter, one by one, we can get it. Okay? Any doubts? Just send a message in the YouTube channel. Automatically you will get the reply. Thank you. Subscribe the video.